everybody, welcome back to my channel. It has been years, but I have come back because I am back in school and I am a pre-nursing student now. I feel like I have like a stain on my shirt. So I'm a pre-nursing student and I am a mother, and I feel like I don't really see that many mothers, like adults, making nursing videos, nursing school videos, nursing student videos. Everybody that I watch, which I love their channels, are kind of like fresh out of high school, and I just feel like I can give like a different approach to nursing school since I am like a full adult with like mother responsibilities and all types of responsibilities. I just thought it would be really cool to offer this for people who are around my age, who have, you know, been out of high school for 10 plus years and are ready to go into school in general, and especially nursing school. But today I actually want to come and talk to you all about the TEAS exam and how I scored advanced placement. But yeah, let's get into it. So the entire exam is 209 minutes, and that's answering a total of 170 questions. They're all broken down into different sections. There are 4 major sections. So for reading, you have 53 minutes to answer, you have 64 minutes to answer 53 questions. For math, you have 54 minutes to answer 36 questions, and for the science part you have 63 minutes to answer 53 questions. In English and language usage, you have 28 minutes to answer 28 questions. So first of all, I am a paperless student, meaning I only use my iPad. I don't use paper at all. My planner is digital, my notebooks are digital. I have a iPad Air, the 2020 version, and I have the 2nd generation Apple Pencil. I have my iPad here, and the case is like super cute, but it looks like a composition notebook. Like, that is so much fun for me. Like, I love that for me. Like, super cute. It literally looks like a composition notebook. So like, I can like bring this anywhere, and like people will literally just think that I'm using a regular notebook, which is just cute. I love that. First, I just want to go over some topics to definitely study for this exam. In the English section, you are reading some excerpts, you're reading some passages and some materials. It could be like a short story, an article, it could be a diagram, a chart, it could be any of those things, and you are expected to know the main topic, the main idea of all of those things. You should be able to interpret a chart and graphs. I must say this though, I think that so many people sleep on the English language usage section. Please do not sleep on that section. When I'm telling you, it is a lot harder. Like, you may think that you know English, you may think that you know how to write a sentence, but when they're asking you questions, I'm telling you, it's hard. It's really hard. Like, the way that they do questions are kind of meant to trip you up. They could ask you something and it sounds good in your head, but because they're trying to get you to know exact parts of the sentence, you need to be able to specify if it's in first person, second person, third person. You should be able to say if it's a compound sentence, complex sentence, a compound complex sentence, a simple sentence. You should know where to put a comma, where to put a colon, a semicolon, an apostrophe, all of those things. Literally all parts of the sentence. You should definitely take time and study what those are, and focus on doing practice questions on those. You can find them online, and you can use like the TEAS study guide For the math section, I swear by this video, I literally only studied the night before, and I only used this one video. I'm going to link it down below. And I literally just went section by section. It was the most useful thing. I mean, I literally only studied for like an hour and a half the night before I took the exam. That video, I swear by it. Like, please go and watch it because it will help you. So for the science section, it covers a lot of information. You need to know life science, you need to know some chemistry, like basic chemistry. You should know the scientific reasoning. Scientific reasoning, please also do not sleep on scientific reasoning, because they will include that on a number of questions and ask it in different ways. Also, parts of the exam include biology, and all anatomy and physiology is greatly on the exam. My first exam, it was most of my science section, where it was all anatomy and physiology. And the second time that I took the exam, it actually was a lot more chemistry than it was anatomy and physiology, which really surprised me because it's supposed to be mostly anatomy and physiology. Since it isn't for an exam for nursing, you should know your anatomy and physiology. For that, you need to know all the systems of the body for anatomy and physiology. You should be able to know what each organ does, which organs are a part of each system. You should be able to correctly identify the planes of the body, and hormones. The endocrine system is massive. They actually do ask you a lot of hormone questions, so you should definitely focus on those. So I'm gonna move on to talk about how I studied. I do think that the method that I study is really helpful, and I feel like I've helped a lot of people with my method of studying. When I did my notes for this exam, I gave myself about 6 weeks to study. I felt like that was sufficient amount of time, and during the first 2 weeks about, I went and wrote all of my notes for every topic. In every single section, I made sure to write them out how I understand it. It doesn't matter how you write them out. It doesn't need to be super precise. You don't need to have exact definitions, just however it will help you remember the information, and that's how you should do your notes. So the next tip that I have is, when you're doing your notes, look up every single word that you do not understand. Every single thing that you do not know, you are not sure of, go look it up. Find it in the body. Go and look up a picture of it in the body and make a note of that in your notes. If you know where things are in the body, and then it'll help you actually understand how things work. And with anatomy and physiology, and you're trying to become a nurse, that is important. You should know the parts of the body. You should know where things are and how things function, because that is how you're going to be able to correctly help diagnose somebody and figure out what the problem is. The next tip that I have is probably the most helpful for me, that kind of links together the last tip, is drawing your pictures. In the iPad is extremely easy. Put a picture onto your screen, and what you can do is trace over the picture, and when you're done tracing over the picture, you can get rid of the picture and it looks like you actually draw it in, which drawing them out has actually really helped me understand where things are and memorize where things are, because you are taking the time to draw out that system. It is extremely helpful. So my second to last tip is creating questions, and these questions are specifically related to how your notes are, so that it's easy for you to reference back. I personally do not put the answers because I write on a black background, so I don't put the answers. I just put questions that will help me understand. For instance, I can just show you quickly. It's like that. So that's what my notes look like. So this is kind of what I do. I go and write questions. So for instance, I have, what is the path of blood through the heart? So that's one of the questions. And then I have another question that is, what does the SA node control? That is a question. So whenever I'm going back, I can quiz myself on the information that I've studied and see if I could actually answer it. If I don't, I can go back into my notes, find that in my notes, answer the question, and then move on. That way I know when I'm quizzing myself the next time that I can probably answer the question a lot easier than I did the previous time. Also, it's extremely helpful to have these questions if you want somebody to help you. So for me, my boyfriend helped me a lot. Like, I owe most of my success to him because he helped me study every day, all the time. He would drive just so that I could study on the way places, which was extremely helpful. It's a lot easier for somebody who is not doing what you're doing, and has not taken anatomy and physiology or hasn't taken it in a while. They can easily ask you questions that pertain to the notes, that the things that you need to know. So actually I can show you now. So what I did, I could put the picture that's like kind of like how the picture is for me, and I drew that. I just traced over it, and yeah. And I did that for every system. So like the respiratory system, and that's my questions, and I did like labeling, so then I can go back and somebody could ask me, okay, what part of the body, what part of the respiratory system is this, or for the heart, what part of the heart is letter A, and then I could easily do that. I can just quickly run through how I did this. Like, this is my endocrine section, my endocrine system, and like I said, I like to do very colorful notes. As you can see, I did every single gland in the body in its own color, and it went straight across. It's kind of like that, if you can see that. But you just do it how you feel will help you the most, the best way for you. Anyway, that's about how I did the exam, how I studied for the exam, and scored what I scored. I kind of just want to document this entire thing, especially now that I feel like I can actually help other people with this, because I do believe in helping people, especially with school. Like, any way to help people get by and figure out how to maneuver, I think it's extremely important to me. So also, I will be continuing showing you guys the rest of the journey if I get into nursing school, how I study for classes, and we'll be getting back into the whole fitness thing, because I was really good at it a couple years ago and I just kind of fell off, but I will be trying to be consistent on this and letting everybody know what I'm doing and how school's going, so that I can maybe help somebody. But thank you so much. I hope you return back. Please like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you want to watch my journey and follow me on my journey. If you're in nursing school, if you're a pre-nursing student, if you're an RN, I'm not sure, if whoever is interested in the journey, please subscribe, and please comment and let me know, where you are in your journey, if you've taken your TEAS, and if you are just got accepted into nursing school. That would be amazing. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.